Hello and welcome back to my channel. This build I've been working on a long time. It's a huge neighborhood, in case you couldn't tell. Whenever For Rent came out, I knew I wanted to do something like this, but just never did. And then whenever I did decide to, it took me forever. Like this monster, because everything is furnished. Um, it did take a really long time for me to get done. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get into this speed build and we'll talk as we go through it. All right, so I just want to say first and foremost, I know in the past I've done music with my speed builds, but I actually wanted to kind of talk through this one to just go through my thought process. I don't really like to do face cam through speed builds just because I feel like it's distracting. Personally, if that's what you like or what you're into or what you do, obviously go for it. But for me personally, just not really my thing. Also, I don't have my makeup done and I don't like doing that. So, what's really funny about what I'm doing right now with just like putting the road for the neighborhood out there is I had to redo all of this. Something I did, and I've never had this happen before, something I did with placing a pool um completely ruined this lot in this specific save. So I had to recreate all of this. Obviously, I didn't do that on camera and it turned out exactly the same. I mean, the cars might be different. I don't really know. I don't think that I got a lot of that on camera. I might have, but um yeah, I had to redo the entire thing. And it was wild. Um I still to this day don't know what the issue was. I mean, I fixed my game, I repaired everything, but sometimes it happens. So I just, like I said, pretty much had to recreate all of this. So right now, at this point in the video, I'm getting started on the community center because I wanted the neighborhood to have a community center. So stat wise, it has this community center and then it has 7 houses. Um so this might be somewhere where I was screwed up. No, this was just me building a basement that I clearly don't know how to do. I had some trouble with this, but I got it figured out. Um, Apparently, the basement, if you put it off to the side, it will essentially like push the building up, which was annoying, but that's just me not knowing what I'm doing as per usual. Um, I would like to say, uh, I didn't film the interior building or decorating of the houses, just the interior. Because whenever I cropped this video just now, it was, or sped it up in Premiere Pro, it was 7.5 hours worth of film. So I got that down to, where we're at, which is like 30 minutes. And I have a fear of long videos. Like, I don't really know why, but it's like I have a fear of it. And so I um opted not to do that. But what I did do is at the very end of this video, I used the Sims camera to do like, where, like I did at the very beginning of the video, where it moves between different spots in the house, the interpolation cameras or whatever it's called. And you can set those like camera recording points. So I did that with all of the houses and the community center. I don't really know why I did the community center because I filmed building it, but I guess I forgot I did that. So, feel free to fast forward or skip the very last frame is actually the community center. So that's pretty easily avoidable. So I put the bathroom in the basement. Just kind of like from a privacy standpoint for the center. I thought that was kind of a cool idea. Gonna have plenty of like workout gear. Again, the finished products, colors and stuff like that might be different because again, I think I had the entire community center built when I had to re-record or rebuild this whole thing because this lot just got bugged because of some pool. I don't really know how much of that I got on camera, but if I got any of it, we'll talk about it because It was stressful. It was honestly and truly a nightmare. And I know it looks like I didn't do very much, but I am a very slow builder. So everything takes me a ton of time. And I mean, I kind of lost interest in building for a little while, and I just didn't work on this whole thing as diligently as I should have. The other thing I want to mention too, is what was I about to say? Oh, so I don't know if I should upload this. I'm gonna upload it to the gallery, obviously, but I don't know if I should do it as a residential rental and map out all the houses myself, or if I should upload it just residential and let people do it themselves. Like I don't really know what the right option is there. I'll probably upload it as a residential rental. The only thing is that I think it only goes to 6 and there's 7 houses. And they don't recommend going over 6 because of like game support, and it can start getting buggy when you go over 6. And I put down 7 houses because I was not at all thinking of that. However, maybe I'll just do 6 and then let people do whatever they want to from a personal standpoint. I don't really know. So funny story about that basketball court I just put in. The top of the goal is hanging out, the top of the backboard for the goal, or the hoop. Sorry, I'm a football girly. Is hanging out the top of the building. So sorry in advance. I just like honestly I didn't even notice it. And then I tried to lower it and I can't using the control 0 button, and right now tool mod is currently broken. Yeah, it broke with the last patch for the kits, and it has not yet been updated by our lovely king of mods, Twisted Mexi. So patiently waiting on that, but so I was unable to fix that the basketball hoop. So here I go building some houses. What I like to do whenever I build houses is basically just to like lay down some type of like foundation, usually pretty boxy, and then just build other boxes around it, on top of it, beside it, whatever, and then just kind of see where I get and what I end up with is kind of how I do things. I also like to really build in craftsman style. I don't like boxy as in just like no features on it, like a lot of traditional homes can be. I definitely like corbels. I like overhangs. I like the funky stuff. That's just me. That's just how I feel. Yeah, here I go trying to. And also, this is on the 64 by 64 lot in Brindleton Bay. It was like, I knew I wanted like a road leading into the neighborhood vibe. And I believe Brindleton Bay was the only lot that was a 64 by 64 that would do that. I did build a garage on every single house. I think there's maybe one that doesn't have it. Because these houses, like, they look big, but they're really not big. I do have some notes later in the video whenever I go through the interiors with everybody, and it had the stats on like how many bedrooms and how many bathrooms, but like a few of them ended up just being like 1 bed, 1 bath. That's just how that went. But I tried to, make mock garages with cars, and then I would place the windows to where it looks kind of like a garage would. But you have to use your imagination because obviously cars aren't functional in The Sims 4, as we all know. Also, just talking about stuff, just yapping, I guess you could say. The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 were remastered and re-released last week. I have a newer job and I only get 1 day off a week, so which is fine. I'm not complaining. So I really don't get that much time for Sims content because I do work on my feet and I'm usually pretty tired. Even like a 7 or 8 hour shift is usually what I work, but it still just drains me. So I haven't had a ton of time. But I would kind of like to. So here's where I'm at with those games. I have really terrible memory problems. Like, it's not funny, it's not a joke. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. they say I am diagnosed and medicated for anxiety. And they say that anxiety can cause some pretty bad memory problems. But I know that I played those games because I would have been 9 when The Sims 25 years ago. Yeah, I would have been 9 years old. So I remember the games, but I know I played them, but I don't remember them. So I would like to check them out. I don't really know that my laptop can handle all of that. One of my big goals for 2025 is building or buying, because I know you can build it for a lot cheaper, a gaming PC. And I do have a wonderful friend that has offered to, if I obviously purchase my own parts, to help me out with building the actual PC. And I know that I know there's a lot of like YouTube stuff out there, but I also might just buy it because I'm lazy. So we'll see. But right now my laptop has 16 gigs, which is a lot for a laptop. Definitely. It was pretty pricey about 3 years ago when I bought it, but I'm starting to surpass that with the amount of like CC and mods. And this laptop really is only for The Sims, but I would like to get a gaming PC. I think that's the dream for everybody, right? And so here I'm getting into roofing. Back to the build. Sorry, I've started yapping into the oblivion. It seems that I've just kind of making some final touches on my roofing. That skylight over there, I hadn't done a skylight in a while, and I was able to do it without looking up a tutorial. So I was really excited about that. So everything's roofed. I am not, again, like not the best roofer in the world, so I typically go pretty like standard and plain with roofing, just because I'm scared to do something crazy and it look like crap. And then also, if some of this video, I'm kind of seeing it on my end, if some of it gets really choppy, it's because it was sped up too fast. But again, this video was 7.5 hours, and to get it down to 30 minutes, I mean, it could definitely be at the sake of quality. I mean, it's not coming in too choppy on my end as I'm watching while I'm doing the voiceover, but if it is on yours, I apologize, but it'll slow down because, again, all of this was done in segments, and then I nested all the segments together in Premiere Pro. So and sped them all up to one speed. So obviously, if a clip was longer, the quality is probably going to be better. But if it was shorter, it's gonna be more processing. It's gonna be harder on it. So it could end up being choppy. At least I think that that's how it works. And I probably explained it poorly, but I tried. Also, this is a little hack I use. Like I said, I love craftsman style, so I love placing the exterior trims, but they don't go everywhere. Like, I'm begging for them to be able to go to that like second floor area right underneath the roof line, but it doesn't work. So what I do is I go in and I use the immaculate shelf, and you could see a little bit of that there, but again, the video is moving really quickly. I use the immaculate shelf from storage. And I use that to kind of fill in the gaps, use the Alt key and place it exactly where I want it to kind of fill in the gaps. I think I'm probably about to do it here. Maybe not. We'll see. To kind of fill in the gaps and manipulate my own roof trim exactly where I want it. So basically how this video is going to go as well is that I did, I did obviously the roads, and then I did builds, and then I did exteriors, and then see, there I go with the immaculate shelf. I swear it's so useful. It really is. It's a nice little hack. I couldn't tell you where I learned that, or maybe I did it on my own, but that's unlikely. But yeah, I really did want this build to be really like cutesy, kind of like family friendly neighborhood. A lot of stuff I build is like kind of run down in a way, and I wanted to do something different here. And so that's what I decided to go with. A lot of like porches. You'll notice, or actually, I don't know if I recorded it, but this pink house that I'm doing right now ended up a little bit boxy for me. And, and so I ended up, manipulating that a little bit after whenever I was going back and doing like my final touches on this build. And just in case you're wondering, the G shade, here I go turning it off just to see what it looked like, and I hated it, so I'm just never going to turn my G shade off again. But the G shade I use for gameplay is the one that I used during the building process, which is taro milk tea. And then for pictures, I used and then the kind of like the videos in the very beginning and the end, I used Dove 2.0, which is probably definitely my favorite G shade preset for building or for builds. And then the milk taro milk tea is probably my favorite preset for gameplay. That's just kind of how I feel. But again, here I go, just like doing the outside windows and doors and landscaping, but on the buildings, not the like yard landscaping yet. And if you see all those poles in the background, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I'm very big on like, if I'm just scrolling through debug and I see something I like, I will usually pull it out just to remember that it's there, I guess you could say. That's just how I kind of like do that little move, and how I organize that stuff. Let's see. So we're working on the back left house. I believe that is the gray house. Brown. I don't know. I just kind of used whatever colors for anything. I didn't want to go too light or not too light, but too like neon. I definitely did a lot of like pastels. And then also, unpopular opinion, I know, but the inside of my houses doesn't really match the outside. I don't know if that bothers people. I don't know. It's like, I don't really worry about it. I just decorate it how I want it. And also, this is a nice hack too. Whenever you have a chimney, which I'm kind of a funny builder because a lot of my builds will have chimneys, but not fireplaces connected to them because they're just like the aesthetic of a chimney. You take one of those like chimney toppers from debug or roof decorations or whatever, and you kind of like control 9 or tool mod it up to the top of that 1x1 chimney that you just created. So that's always fun. Like I said, here we go with the corbels. We have some windows in the some window plants. So sorry. Sorry, I kind of just stopped talking. Now I'm working on some of the porches and the backyards, fencing in some of them. Not all of them have fenced in yards just because some of them didn't have enough yard, but I know that the 3 toward the front had fenced in backyards. Yeah, just again placing flowers and all that just to make the windows look nice. A nice curb appeal for our neighborhood. I went with the same roof pattern and the same roof trim for all of the houses, just to keep it kind of uniform. I tried to switch it up a little bit on the foundations. Some of them are kind of wonky, but you know, I kind of like that. Like, they're just not all extremely matchy, and I like that level of chaos. Also, this is definitely a multi-pack build. I did not limit myself whatsoever on packs for this build. I went all in with everything that I have spent so much money on over the years because I do own all of the packs. I'm a completionist, and even if there's something that it doesn't really interest me, I'm gonna get it just because that's just how I am and how I feel about it. And again, we're getting into that choppy video again. So I am sorry about the quality here. Hopefully we'll be out of this soon and we'll go back to a decent... Oh gosh, no, we're jumping all over the place. Okay, so let me explain more why. I don't have a timer on. I should probably start doing this. I should probably have a timer whenever I'm actually building, about how long everything will take. And that way all of my video clips are around the same amount. Because I do build in spurts. I mean, I don't sit down and film 10 hours worth of a build without pausing and taking breaks. But, when you do that, that's whenever you get these super rushed frames because not all of your frames are the same length. And I think I could work on that and be better about that. So if anybody has any suggestions on how to do that, let me know. I feel like I really should just time myself and be like, okay, every frame needs to be 30 minutes so that whenever I do speed it up in my video editing software, you don't get clips that are choppy versus clips that are normal sped up speed build. So now I'm getting into those backyards. Like I said, I don't think I filmed, maybe, you know what? I think I did film the interior of one house. I forgot about that. It's like I said, guys, it's been so long that this build has taken me that some of it I just forgot what the H I did. So I did film the inside of this greenhouse at the very left, at the very front left when you would turn into the neighborhood, which I found a cute little red light for the beginning of the neighborhood, and I thought that was a fun touch. I did try to use a lot of debug items as far as like decorating the neighborhood goes. Like there's fire hydrants, there's lamp posts, there's drainage pipes, there's sewer coverings. Just because I really like that element of realism, even though it's a Sims. And another thing I'm really big on whenever I'm building is I kind of have like an accent color. Like I think in this kitchen a lot of stuff was red with white. I like a lot of like clean looking stuff. Like I don't know. I feel like I do craftsman outside and like modern inside, which is completely the type of house that I intend to one day purchase in my own life. Whenever the cost of living isn't impossible, which who knows when that'll be. Just, going with the millennial dream and banking on a housing market crash is my plan. So now moving on to the little living area in this build. I honestly Dream Home Decorator gets a lot of grief, but I love the build buy from Dream Home Decorator. I would say probably Horse Ranch, Cottage Living, Dream Home Decorator are probably some of my most used packs for builds. Also, I am definitely living for all the frame TVs they've been giving us lately. Gosh, I have so much fun with them. Like, another thing too is that I think while I've been building just this one neighborhood, like 4 or 5 kits have come out. So if you notice that I didn't use something from a pack in this one, then I think that the last 3 houses that I built all have like a computer desk area from Comfy Gamer kit with Little Simsy because I love that kit. But it's in none of the earlier houses because I didn't have that kit yet. So I just think that that's really funny. That really made me laugh. Like this stuff is from the Artist Studio kit, which I actually really liked a lot. That was a fun kit. So yeah, like I said, I only did the interior of one house for the speed build purposes, for this video to not be super long. But you will get interior tours at the very end, and I can go over how many bedrooms, bathrooms, in case you do decide to get this off the gallery. I can go over that, and of course my gallery is WhitneyAlex with nothing at the end. It's just, that's what it's always been. That's what it always will be. WhitneyAlex has just always been my usernames for everything. So transferring it over to my Sims persona just made sense. It felt natural, and it is, it's what I decided to go with. So like this house, for example, I believe it is just 1 bedroom. It's a big house, but I don't know. I am really big on family gameplay too, so I can't even blame it on that. I don't know why I am the way I am. However, if anybody did, world would probably be a different place. Oh, I just yawned. I'm so sorry if I caught that audio. I just normally take a nap every single day of my life, and I didn't today. So, that's where I'm at right now. I am kind of a lazy person, like not in like a work aspect, but in like everyday life. Like, yeah, if I'm off work, because granted, I did just start working again, like I said, and I'm working 6 days a week and like 45 to 50 hours. So I'm usually pretty restful, pretty lazy on my days off, and I think that that is perfectly okay. So getting into the backyards now, I kind of just for houses that have um kids rooms in them, I obviously like wanted to make them kid friendly and just kind of uh add like a swing set or any kind thing like that in the backyard. I do really like the swing sets. I think they are super cute. um Now moving on to the pink. Oh, also I got these little plaques from For Rent, and I think that for no Love Struck, and I think that that's absolutely perfect in a neighborhood build. It's kind of like, okay, everybody has a house number. If you use your imagination, it works. um but yeah, so we're getting pretty close. After I do the backyards that are attached to the house, I do the landscaping for the whole neighborhood, which I honestly think is like my favorite part of building is exterior builds and landscaping. I'm not the biggest on interior decorating. I just feel like it's not my strong suit. I mean, I don't think I'm bad at it, but I'm not the best at it. So, and I always grew up very competitive, so I want to be the best at everything all the time. That's just my totally type A personality. Okay, here we go with the landscaping. I knew I had a concept for the front and I wanted a sign over a bush. So that's what I went with. I believe in this because this save file is strictly a build save file, and I believe it was fall. And while I love fall and building in fall, I really wanted to see how my trees would look when it's not fall. So if the trees suddenly, or the shrubbery, if you will, suddenly change colors, you know what happened. I set the UI cheats. I might have even got it recorded. I UI cheats, which is probably my absolute favorite mod. I UI cheats it to summer or spring. I can't remember which exactly. Um, I actually stole that the idea of filling up the back of a truck whenever I had a shell challenge, whenever I very started my channel, and I need to do another one honestly, but it was like an autonomous fall build, and a lot of people gave me cottage living trucks with cottage living plants in the back, and I really loved that. I thought that was super fun. So I definitely have stolen that idea, and I have zero shame. I also like the tree a lot from Little Campers. I think the one that has no, it might be Backyard. It's one of those two, but the tree that has the lights in it. I do like a well lit area. That's just me. One thing I really miss about the tool mod was I actually did this pond today, and it's really hard when you manipulate the terrain to get the plants. You may see some of that, to get plants exactly like where you want them. And I usually use a tool mod to kind of like situate them underground a little bit. However, I didn't have the tool mod, so I couldn't do that. So if it looks like a plant is floating, if you download this, then I'm sorry. Yeah, just some debug items. I love debug. I think the final value on this neighborhood ended up being like 440,000 simoleons, something like that. So you're definitely gonna have to motherload your Sims into oblivion if you want to download this. I kind of just went with whatever vibe I was feeling on whether or not I wanted to put shrubs or hedges, like flowery shrubs or hedges. I put some pavers down for some houses, but not all of them. I put rocks. I put different types of trees. I know a lot of people really like the idea of building, or I guess you could say not building, but decorating landscaping for the neighborhood that comes with the pack that you're in. Does that make sense? So this one's in Brindleton Bay, so I probably should have used cats and dog stuff, but I didn't. Because I just don't like it. Yeah, it blends in well, but I don't want to be limited to that. So definitely nearing the shore here on the speed build portion of this, and then we'll go into the interior tours. Um, God, it's such a relief to have this done. I'm so excited. I'm so happy with how it came out. Um, it's definitely one of the better builds I've done in quite a while. Um, I haven't really been building at all in quite a while, so I'm gonna try to get back on that though. Like I need to just do better in general, I think, with my content. But again, it's only one day off. It's a lot. So no promises on that, but I am going to try for sure. So we're almost, like I said, there at the end. I'm just finishing up some landscaping, and now we're gonna jump into those interior tours. So this is the first house, the greenhouse. Like I said, on the left, it is 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. I love those light curtains. I can't get over them. I last minute added a little patio that I enjoyed. And there's the bathroom. House 2 is the brown house, 2 bed, 2 bath. I loved this kind of blue kitchen. And I love this little nook that I made. It's cute. I like it. So this could be obviously a kid's room, teen's room, whatever you want it to be. It doesn't matter. This is the primary bedroom. Again, I got a little funky and a little brave in this build. Just some stuff I wouldn't normally do. But now we have our dark gray house. It's 1 bedroom with a nursery and a 1.5 bath. I really liked this one a lot. I'll tell you, my favorite's actually the last one. But this living area was definitely a close second as far as favorites go. This bedroom could have been a little bit better. Just get a little bit tired, and I don't decorate everything like I should sometimes. But I really liked this nursery that I built. It's really plain, but it serves a purpose. This is the light gray house. I also really liked the downstairs of this. I thought it was really fun. So there'll probably be a lot of pictures on my Twitter, Blue Sky, even Facebook. I'm probably going to try to post these in some of those Facebook build groups and see. I love this closet that I built. Just like made it into the wall and headed upstairs. I loved this teen room. Was so fun. This is the pink house. It's got a little bit more industrial style, just a tad, nothing crazy, but also keeping that craftsman with the woodwork and all that. Go upstairs to the bedroom, bathroom, wham bam. Oh no. Oh no. So this is the White House. It has kind of like a guest area down there at the bottom, as you could see, but I watched a tutorial on how to place a table right there. That one was super fun. This is probably my favorite one. Okay, I love the living area of this house. I'm obsessed with it. I did a great job and pat myself on the back with that one. And that's just how it'll be. And then it has this cute little like office area upstairs. Definitely, I love that exposed brick inside. It was super fun. Here's the community center that you saw me build. But that is going to just about do it for today's video. I hope that everybody has been entertained and everybody likes this build, because I really truly did work so hard on it. And I'm hoping to do more builds this year and all that good stuff. And I hope that everybody has a lovely rest of your evening, and always remember to be curious and not judgmental. Bye.